Good evening, and welcome to this edition of Month in Review. I'm Petty Officer Greg House, and in tonight's newscast, we're going to see some of the top stories from Sasebo and Yokosuka for the month of January, as we'll highlight the sailors and commands working here in Japan. In our top story tonight, eligible first-class petty officers took their chief's exams across the Navy. Seaman John Marzullo showed us how this time-honored tradition was upheld at Fleet Activity Sasebo.
The Chief Petty Officer exam is an annual measure of which first-class petty officers are eligible to move up in rate, though the test is only just the beginning.
It's not really a pass or fail, it's whether or not they're found to be board eligible. So essentially, you have the exam itself, the individual's performance mark average, which is a culmination of their last several years' evaluations. And then, of course, their record as a whole is reviewed by the CPO board, and then that's how the decision is made whether or not they're going to make Chief Petty Officer or not.
The process of becoming a chief takes several months to unfold.
The results for this exam will be posted within the next couple months, usually in the March or April time frame. Sailors will find out that they were found to be board eligible.
Because the exam is only given once a year, it's important to score as well as possible.
I started studying probably 3 or 4 months ago because the bibliographies, although they look short, there are a lot of big chapters. So my strategy was to go through it, test myself, get questions from other people's experience or from the internet, and do my best.
The process can be lengthy and difficult, but the pride, honor, and tradition of becoming a Navy chief is a worthwhile endeavor. Seaman John Marzullo, Fleet Activity Sasebo, Japan.
Earlier this month, students from a local Japanese school got the opportunity to spend the night with friends at Fleet Activities Yokosuka. Petty Officer Adrian White was on hand and has the story about what made this gathering so special.
Through the Tomodachi Initiative, families from Fleet Activities Yokosuka and the U.S. Embassy welcomed 11 students from the town of Rikunzen Takata, one of the hardest hit areas by the devastating March 11, 2011 earthquake and tsunami. The Tomodachi Initiative was started to foster cultural relationships with Americans and their Japanese counterparts.
I think the importance of this event would be bridging the gap between the youth of Japan and the youth of the United States. It's just a good deal. Those children went through a lot over the last couple of years to lose everything, or maybe to see neighbors lose everything. After the second day, I just saw a lot of smiles and happiness coming from those children.
While their languages are different, the initiative helps show Japanese and American children that they have many similarities.
It was an awesome experience. I got to be with another Japanese person to learn more Japanese and brush up on it and basically converse with him.
Rakia Nagano said it was awesome to visit an American family during the holidays.
All of the facilities are well built over here. Where I'm from, it's devastated, vanished, gone. It is very nice to have come.
During the stay, families were encouraged to do what they normally do. Some families played basketball, while others watched movies and played video games.
Last night was fun. We got to know each other by having dinner. We watched a movie, played some board games, did a little bit of interaction to make them feel comfortable.
This is the second time this year the U.S. Embassy and the U.S. Navy have hosted a cultural exchange for the children of Japan. Petty Officer Adrian White, Yokosuka Naval Base, Japan.
In the Navy, Seabees have a rich history and a number of time-honored traditions. Petty Officer Che Rose spent some time with Navy Mobile Construction Battalion 74 and learned a special tradition for sailors stationed at Sasebo.
Traditions in the Navy run much deeper than the ones taught in boot camp. Sailors in CB Battalion 74 share a tradition that only the Seabees in Sasebo are familiar with.
So Zoe is our mascot here in Sasebo. She has been here for about 3 years. Every time a new battalion deploys here, she gets turned over with them. Previous battalion was NMCB 40, and the next battalion will be NMCB 5.
Zoe was a bit of a surprise when we got here. You don't expect to have a mascot on deployment. She can't live in the barracks with us. So the challenge is being sure that in the evenings, in the mornings, on the weekends, somebody's going and checking on her.
The sailors have accepted Zoe as family, even though they know they have to leave her when they rotate out of Japan.
Having her here is amazing. She has learned so many different tricks just from being around so many different people. She's extremely sociable. She's friendly with everybody she comes in contact with.
When it's time for us to rotate out of Sasebo, probably the most important thing I can do with regards to Zoe is to really emphasize the tradition that comes along with keeping her here. There's a sense of pride. She's the CB dog. She's not just the dog that's here in Sasebo that we happen to take care of. She's our CB mascot.
As Battalion 74 packs up their gear and says goodbye, NMCB 5 becomes the newest part of Zoe's family. Petty Officer Che Rose, Fleet Activities, Sasebo, Japan.
When it comes to battle, Marines have the tactical knowledge to come out on top, but when challenged by the children of Fleet Activities Yokosuka, they gave more fun than fight. Petty Officer Shamira Purifoy has more as the Marines of the Fleet Anti-Terrorism Security Team show their softer side.
Marines know what to do when going into battle. Don their gear, plan their assaults, and attack. But when the opposition is a bunch of kids with Nerf guns, the mean Marines would take it easy on them, right?
Got to beat the kids, of course. Well, you know, can't show the enemy weakness. You know, Marines never lose, so we weren't going to lose today. Kids are not. Marines had the opportunity to have fun for a chance.
And even though the Marines show no mercy at the first ever Kids versus Marine Nerf battle,
those Marines were really tough out there.
The opposition is no joke either. And as the war winds down, most have high spirits and high hopes for Nerf battle round 2.
I really like this. I wish we could do it again next year.
Petty Officer Shamira Purifoy, Yokosuka Naval Base, Japan.
As we head into the month of February, can we expect some warmer temperatures? Let's take a look at your local weather forecast.
Here's your 3-day weather forecast and current exchange rate for the Sasebo, Atsugi, and Yokosuka areas.
In our final story, Martin Luther King Jr. Day is honored not only in the U.S., but here in Japan as well. Seaman Andrew Frisbee met up with kids at Fleet Activities Sasebo's Jack and Darby Elementary School to see how they're showing their appreciation for Dr. King.
I have a dream. I have a dream. I have a dream.
Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. inspired America with a speech about his dream, so students at Jack and Darby Elementary School are paying tribute to him.
We have been learning all about him in various ways, from reading books, looking at videos, and also they've been doing their own writing projects about him as well.
And through these projects, students came up with dreams of their own.
To make the world a better place. Everybody's not going to be poor. Everyone can be friends no matter what color they are.
And with their newfound dreams, along with the help of teachers at Jack and Darby Elementary and the support of family, these students can become the next leaders of tomorrow. Seaman Andrew Frisbee, Fleet Activities Sasebo, Japan.
It's been fun, but that's all the time we have for tonight. If you missed any portion of this newscast, we'll be posting it to our Facebook tomorrow morning. You can also find us on YouTube at AFN Sasebo, Japan. Tune in next Thursday at the same time for AFN's monthly travel show, Kyushu Explorer. I'm Petty Officer Greg House, and from all of us here at AFN, thank you for watching and have a great evening.